QB is an engaging new version of the classic arcade game Q Bert, where a bee now replaces a rather odd looking round character with legs and a long Pinocchio-sized hooter. That game was ported to many different consoles and computers over the years, but if there's one thing that stood out from any other back in the day, it's the isometric 3D style. Pretty much every top-down game, such as Pac-Man, gave you a simple up-down left-right manoeuvre with a joystick, whereas Q Bert would move diagonally, with the aim being that each block needs to be touched once to change it from one colour to another, such as blue to yellow in an early level. This required you to think a bit differently, and if you weren't of sharp mind, you'd jump off the edge of the platforms with ease. QB behaves exactly in the same ways as I remember the original, with slight variations such as how the snake is now a coiled spring. Where it's similar is that you'll begin with two main enemies coming after you, balls that bounce down the platform from top to bottom and then fall off, while Spring's ball shape turns into said spring as it reaches the bottom and then can climb all over the place as he goes after you. If you get stuck, there's a few smart bombs which can blow everything to kingdom come, whereas if you make it to one of the spinning discs just in time, which are located just off the platform, then try to time it right and jump onto one just as the spring is a step behind, the spring will then follow you into the ether, but he'll die and you'll be safe as the disc takes you back to the top. Along the way, other more mischievous creatures will appear, completely ignoring the forces of gravity, and these help complicate matters, such as in later levels when each block needs to be stood on twice, or keep toggling between the same two colours, making it even more confusing, and or the front-facing part of each block turns as the same colour as the background, just to confuse you further. Note that the video you've seen here is from the game when played through the C-Spect emulator on a PC. I've also had a go on actual hardware as well, albeit not for too long as I'll explain shortly, but you can see a comparison of the first level here. Now bear in mind I am playing a demo, and while I expected a few bugs to come up, there was one I saw happen twice while playing it on the ZX Spectrum Next itself, which caused the game to crash. Both were on level 1 stage 4, so I'm not sure if that's a factor. The look of QB is both modern and has a retro feel, and it's also good to check out a new version of this because it's appeared on a number of consoles and computers, as I've said, since its arcade origins, from the 1983 Atari 2600 version I remember playing, and right up to 2015's PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita version. Yes, not too many arcade games in the 80s tax your brain too much, but this was certainly one of them, and it's replicated nicely here, along with some funky music in the background, which is also turn-offable if you need the silence. Overall, this game is great. Thanks very much for watching. Please like this video and share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already, and click on the little bell to get all the notifications, and cue Genesis.